Earth, fire, air, water.
Friends, what is going on here? Akasan here with Comics Plus, doing a goddamn thing. I just finished, finally, the series finale of The Legend of Korra. This is it. That is done. The last episode was, ironically, with X-Men coming out in a few days in America. The Last Stand. That's what this episode was called. We started this journey quite some time ago, and I want to definitely give you guys shout outs to all the Patreon people that have been supporting me for the last 2 or 3 years since we started the Avatar series. Legend of Korra was the whole reason that I got into the Avatar series, because I remember doing a reaction a while back to the Legend of Korra Season 4 trailer, and I thought this looked so awesome to check out, and I wanted to do some reactions to it, and everybody was like, Akasan, you have to see Avatar. And then I kind of put it on the shelf because I knew I was going to start it sooner than later, and I remember every year, or every month or so, somebody would always go back to that same trailer. You can still see it today, I think, unless Viacom blocked that too on YouTube. You might be able to still see it today, and people just kept on asking and asking, are you like, has he started it yet? Has he done it yet? Like that. And finally we got into Avatar. I didn't think I was gonna love Avatar as much as I did, but I loved it a lot, and we finished that a while back. We had a lot of Viacom problems as usual with the copyright stuff, and almost every goddamn reaction gets taken down, and that was a bit a lot frustrating in terms of how to sustain a viable business line and continue to put these videos up here. And it cost me a lot of money to finish that series for you guys, but we did with Avatar. Unfortunately, with Legend of Korra, we just weren't able to continue that same sort of path because it just cost me way too much money to have an editor keep putting these up and then doing redirects, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. If there's ever a time where I get some extra money, maybe I can hire Duo back to take on The Legend of Korra to start editing these videos, and then we can host them somewhere. But as you can imagine, it's just ridiculous to put all that money and time into putting it on a site, on like a hosting site, and nothing's coming back, where I could be spending time and having editors work on stuff that would actually benefit the main YouTube channel. So it's disappointing in that on that side, but I did have an amazing ride. You can definitely check out The Legend of Korra exclusively on Patreon. The full reactions are available. Sometime in Season 4 I started changing it where you can you're able to index things a little bit faster. And it was a great opportunity with both Avatar and The Legend of Korra. Everybody just popped out their home video, their home copy, popped it in or online, and synced it up with the full reaction. So, in regards to the way this series went, personally, I loved the way this show was. I personally felt like Legend of Korra connected with me a lot more than Avatar, just given the time period and given the demographic that it was aiming for. The Legend of Korra just dealt with a lot more real life, current modern problems with modern society and modern problems and political problems, and a lot of idealists that like Zahir, one of the Season 3 bad guy, Zahir, Kuvira, Season 4, all of them, you know, essentially felt like they were doing the right thing. Amon in Season 1, all of them felt like they were doing the right thing, but just got kind of caught up in their not emotions, but in their ideology that went against what was going on in Republic City or the rest of the world. I thought that was very interesting. I thought there were some very good Game of Thrones-like plays toward the end of this season. Now, the only issue I have with the season finale and series finale of season 4 is that it seemed like they kind of veered off course just a little bit in the last couple of episodes, and it didn't really have that huge ending, huge grace and ending for a series finale. And as I was kind of saying on Patreon, I think a lot what happens with a lot of animation studios is a lot of them just really don't know when something's over, something's done. Like they don't know if this next episode they're working on is going to be their last episode, if they're going to be able to come back for another season. Until they say like the final season, it's like, you know, incomplete. And that's the same thing that happened with Avatar. At least Avatar itself, it felt like there was a better conclusion. But I know that they were actually writing some ideas for another season and seeing what was going on with Zuko and finding his mom and things like that, which later, I guess, somewhat concluded in the comic book. From what I was reading the other day, it looks like Legend of Korra goes that same route in terms of establishing things with Republic City and working things out. So I'm fine with that. I was a little bit not bothered, but a little disappointed in the little thing they did in the last 30 seconds of the final things you see is Korra and Asami holding hands, and I don't have a problem with them holding hands. They are indicating that they're in love with each other or they're going to become a couple, but it seemed like that was kind of just thrown in like right at the end, like a last minute decision. And because I've really been trying to think of when did it even show that they were kind of like that deep, or like even playing with the emotion of them trying to be a couple, or liking each other, you know, more than friends. Or maybe they are, maybe I'm just imagining things, but I vaguely remember some sort of controversy in the way this season ended, in the season 4 finale, and I remember kept on hearing like a bisexual, first time a cartoon character has been shown as bisexual, blah blah blah, and now it seems to be that's what Korra was, and Korra and Asami. And I remember when I was doing promo art for The Legend of Korra for thumbnails, I would occasionally see like fan fiction of them kissing, and I always just thought that was like whatever, like fangirls' dreams, right? But it looks like that's what came to be. So again, I don't have a problem with them. I have no problem with Korra being a lesbian if she wants to be a lesbian, if that's what she chooses. She, you know, it gets cold in the water tribes, baby. I just seemed like it kind of, unfortunately, negated and sort of belittled everything that the rest of the story was kind of building up to, with Kuvira, Republic City, talking about the Avatar life, all of that other stuff that was going on, and it was just like, hold my hand, let's go on a girl. What would you call it? Boneback Mountain instead, or Brokeback Mountain into the spirit world, and we're gonna, you know, go. It pans up and it's like, finish the end. Like, wait, what? So, anyways, you'll have to check out if you want to see my pure reaction to that. You'll have to check it out on Patreon. That's Viacom. Obviously, will not let me put that one up. Other than that, though, I really liked it, and I always use Korra as a good example of how to write a very strong-willed woman. Kuvira, same idea. Asami was there, but this is the way you handle a strong female character without really saying that, you know, they're a strong-willed character. You don't have to say that. Any person that needs to say that probably isn't one of those things. Looking at you, Batwoman trailer. Other than that, guys, I really enjoyed the series. It's a little sad now because, you know, about 2-3 years ago, it was when I started the whole Avatar series, and it's been part of my life for quite some time now. We've gone through 2 different apartments, life changes, same country, still in the same country, but now I'm thinking, what's next? What do we do? What do we jump on next? I was talking to Patreon people, thinking about doing the Dragon Prince thing. I know that there's a live action Avatar stuff coming out, but that's so far down the line. We need something that's gonna work in our benefit, something that's gonna help continue to push the channel, build the channel, something that's not gonna get blocked by Viacom every goddamn time you try to upload something. So I don't know what's next. If you guys have any suggestions about it, let me know. I would love to get on something that's going to be really good, really emotional, because both the combination of Avatar and The Legend of Korra was such a wild ride. It's amazing. Man, even babies were born from the beginning to the end of the story. People died, lost a few family members. It's crazy, guys. What an amazing adventure, and I appreciate all of you guys for being part of it with me. So, full reactions, all on Patreon. They're all available. You can try a few sample. I think the first episode of every season is available for you guys to check out for free. And make sure you check out the rest of it so you can get the full kit and caboodle. And I'm looking forward to seeing what emotional roller coaster we're going to be on next. I know comic form, there's I got a poster the other day for Kyoshi. I know they're working on something announced at New York Comic Con, so there's some other stuff coming out real soon, and hopefully we can find something that would be suitable and allowable on YouTube's new day here. If not, I guess it'll just be on Patreon. Alright, guys, thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. And thank you so much for such an amazing ride with, of course, Avatar and The Legend of Korra. I'll talk to you guys very soon.
Only the Avatar can master all 4 elements and bring balance